All right, boys and girls, how are we doing? So, before I jump into these problems, we are going to so last week we talked about graphing inequalities. We talked about solving systems, we talked about graphing inequalities. So now we're going to put those two things together and we're going to have systems of inequalities. All right, before we jump in there, let's do a quick refresher. Let's take a look at this problem right here. Ignore the problem in the question. I just want to practice and remind you how we graph inequalities. So, y equals form, slope-intercept form is the best. So this is already in slope-intercept. I have -4 is my intercept. I have, remember, no number means 1, so +1 is my slope, up 1, right 1. And then we go here. We're setting a boundary line, remember. Is this boundary line going to be solid or dotted? Okay, no underline, dotted line. And then the kicker, the thing that was the newest part of this, we have to shade one side of the line or the other. I have a greater than sign, so that tells me I am shading above the line. All right, so just a quick refresher of last week's stuff. Before we go any further, let's remember this. What kind of line is that going to be? So I have a horizontal line at +5. It is a dashed line. And is this telling me it's going to be above or below the line? Okay, is it less than, so it's below the horizontal line. All right, so that's our quick refresher. Now let's get to our notes. Start writing this stuff down if you haven't been already. Tell whether the ordered pair is a solution to the system of linear inequalities. How can you tell if a point that I give you is a solution? Plug it in. So in this case, I need you to plug it into both. If they're both true, then it's yes. If one of them is false, then it's no. We've done this before with equal signs, nothing new here. What am I going to plug in? Slight difference here. What am I going to plug in here? Yeah, I'm only going to plug in the y. So I have y is less than 5. So 5 is less than 5. Is that true or false? That is, of course, false. I don't even need to work on the other problem. If one of them is wrong, then the answer is no. Okay? Come down here, let's do it again. Remember, this is x, this is y, so then we make our substitutions for the first one. Plug the x in for x, plug the y in for y, and work it out. 3 times 1 is 3. True. Check the other one now. True. They both work, so the answer is yes. All right. Now let's get to the fun stuff. So when we graph these, you are going to have two inequalities on the same line, and you're going to notice that there's going to be an overlapping region. So if we have one line is greater than, one line is less than, you'll notice that there's this overlapping region. All right, so our graph is naturally kind of going to be broken into 4 chunks. One of them is going to be the overlap. So here we go. Graph the system of linear inequalities. So we're graphing both inequalities on the same graph. What do we have here? Horizontal line, solid or dotted? Hold off on the graph on the shading part here. Let's get the other line up here, okay? So, how am I going to graph that line? Intercept at 2. Slope is up 1, right 1. solid or dotted. All right, so now here comes the part. I have to find the overlapping region. I have to find where this is. So I know that am I above or below this line? Am I above or below this line? So I'm below here, and I am above here. So if I call this section 1, section 2, section 3, and section 4, which one of these sections is overlapping, would be shaded for both? Very good. If you don't understand, then go ahead and just do the graph. And you can see where they are both shaded because I am below here and above here. This part is shaded twice. That's the answer I'm looking for. I'm only really concerned with the double shaded region. So if you're doing this at home, you can do some light pencil and then see where the double, and then give it a little darker look there. Do we like these forms? No, we got a little bit of work to do. That's okay. Let's get y by itself. Do the same thing here, subtract 2x. I'm just going to do this real quick. Graph your two lines on the same graph. So, intercept. What's my slope? Down to right 1. Solid or dotted? Let's pause on our shading. Okay. Here, intercept. Solid or dotted? What kind of lines are these? Good. So here's the deal about parallel lines. You could have them both be above. Okay, so imagine I'm above this line and I'm above this line. In that case, this would be double shaded. I could have them both be below, in which case this would be double shaded. I could have them pointing at each other. So if I'm below this line and above this line, the middle is double shaded. There's lots of possibilities. Parallel lines don't mean no solution with inequalities. So let's see what happens here. So the first line, this -1 here, I am below. The +3 one, this one up here, I am above. So where's the overlapping region here? So this one is, but they won't always be that way. All right? All right, let's do one more together. We're going to do this again tomorrow. All right, so if it's a little fuzzy in your head, we're going to do it again tomorrow. Let's pick one of these. I'm going to pick number 4 here. Graph these lines. So let's work through it. +2 slope. Dotted line. +1. Up 1, right 2. Solid line. I am above the first line. I am above the second line. So my double shaded region, if I'm above, is this chunk right here. Not this, but that chunk there. All right, that's enough for today. We're gonna spend some more time on this tomorrow. So take your time, ask questions. Good luck.